salutations, citizens and denizens of the capsation community, and all you beautiful, beautiful chili heads out there. It's your boy, Josh Steele, back at it once again, on your screens, in your faces, with another episode of the Smoking Section. And man, oh man, I'm excited for today's episode, because, well, today's episode, we're going to be eating a pod. We're going to be eating a fresh pod, and I'm happy to be able to finally bring pod reviews to the Smoking Section. And as a bonus treat, we're going to be eating a very special pod today, because not many people have access to this pod. I was sent this pod by my friend Jake Cole, who's been working hard to perfect his own special type of super hot. And, well, he came up with the Dragontali. The Dragontali is a chocolate Primotali mixed with a dragon's breath pepper. And this is a gnarly, gnarly pepper. Very gnarly. It's got all the bumps and grooves and characteristics of a dragon's breath. Beautiful red coloring. Nice pointy stinger tip. This is a gnarly, gnarly pod. It's a beautiful pepper. He's worked hard to perfect it. And I'm lucky enough and honored and privileged enough to be able to not only try out this pepper, but to be able to share me trying this pepper with the entire capsation community. And that excites me. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and eat this pod. I'm not going to cut it open. That way nobody out there in the comments can say that I've saved seeds, because out of respect to any grower that would send somebody a pod to test or try, me personally, I feel it's respectful to not cut the pod open, not to expose the seeds, not to keep any of the seeds, because that's just theft. I mean, if you're taking seeds out of a pod that somebody's trying to grow so you can grow them yourself and sell them or pass them off as something else, that just ain't legit or cool. So I don't like to cut the pods open for that very reason. With that being said, we're going to try this bad boy out. I'm going to go ahead and pop the stem off. You're going to see that's the only thing that will remain is the stem. Right away, very floral and tangy. If you'll notice, I'm chewing my pod very, very well. That's because it's easier for your stomach to digest, less cramps that way. It also lets me get a better sense of the flavor of the pepper or the pod, as well as let the heat marinate and spread all around a little bit. Definitely got a lot of heat to it. It's a climber, starts off very cool as you're chewing it and digesting it, swallowing it. She kind of kicks the door in, takes over the place, makes it her own. The heat's climbing. I went from about a 2 to a 4.5 right now. A lot of tongue burn. Mouth salivating pretty good. Heat still climbing. Up to about a 5 now, getting some throat burn. Swallowing a little bit of the saliva to try and keep it from building up, but the heat's taking my breath a little bit. Not much, but she's definitely a climber. Very hot pod. Sinuses are starting to drop and loosen up. Getting some happy tears. Tongue burn is very thorough. Still a good tasting pod though. Very flavorful, like I said. Floral but tangy. A little bit of a citrus afternote. Not as earthy as I would have expected, being it was crossed with a chocolate Primotali. But it definitely has the heat of the Primotali, as well as Dragon's Breath. As you can hear, you know, saliva production is building up, making it a little bit hard to talk. Heat's still climbing, about a 6.5 now, starting to get happy tears. Man, very solid pepper, very solid pepper. It's great to see how the evolution of super hots are going, how everybody keeps striving to make a hotter pepper just when we think we've got the hottest. I love it, man. I love it. I appreciate any and everybody that tuned in to see this pepper review. If you get a chance to try this pepper and you're not an amateur at pepper eating, please do so. It's a wonderful pepper. If you're not big into the spice game, I would not recommend eating this pepper for the first pod you try. You will definitely have an out-of-body experience. So hot. Still climbing at about a 7 right now on my heat scale. It's a hot pepper. Definitely hotter than the jigsaw gators I ate earlier today. But, as always, I appreciate any and everybody that tuned in to watch. Anybody that drops a like, a comment, hits that follow, that share, that subscribe. It means the world to me. Content like that's what makes this possible. Thank you again to Jake Cole for allowing me to try your Dragontali. Amazing pepper, man. My hat's off to you. I love y'all. And as always, until next time, 2 scoops of whoops.